everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Katrina and today I want to share with you my 37-week pregnancy update. I can honestly hardly believe I'm saying that I'm 37 weeks. I'm full term. If this baby were to come now, it would be okay. It's just crazy how fast this pregnancy has gone by. Now, having said that, that doesn't mean that there hasn't been ups and downs, but life is busy, and I think when life is busy, the time really goes by fast. This has obviously been a very strange time to be pregnant, with the virus going around, but in some ways there has been some blessings. It's been really nice to be working from home. I am set to still work for another about week and a half, so I will be 38 weeks and I think 2 days when I am supposed to have my last day of work. So I feel like I was able to work longer just because I'm working from home. So that was definitely an added blessing. And I also am able to just be more comfortable being at home. You know, I can wear more comfortable clothes and make myself a snack whenever I want to, use my own bathroom. So those have definitely been you know, the plus sides to being pregnant during this virus. On the other side of it, it's been very isolating. I wouldn't say it's completely lonely because I've got my husband, my toddler, and my husband's family here. And so I do still see people all the time, but I feel like I haven't been able to maybe celebrate this pregnancy with other people. So I was super surprised and really happy to get a whole bunch of diapers, wipes, and a couple of other things from my church. I guess they organized it without me knowing, and someone came and dropped off a whole bunch of stuff. So it was kind of like having a little shower for the baby, which was really nice because I haven't really been able to do a lot of shopping. I haven't really gotten any gifts or anything, which is fine. I mean, I have most of the things that I need. But there's always some excitement that comes with a new baby and, you know, getting cute little items and just feeling like the anticipation building and sharing that with other people. So on that same note, if you haven't watched my previous pregnancy updates, I am planning a home birth because of the virus. I already had a midwife, so that was excellent, but I was originally going to deliver in the hospital. And because of this virus, we decided that home birth was probably the best way to go, especially after we heard of an outbreak at the hospital where we were supposed to deliver. So we are still going ahead with that. I have prepared everything that I need for it. I mean, as much as I can. I have done a video on that. I can link that above if you want to see that. I did pack a hospital bag on the off chance that something doesn't go as planned and we do need to go to the hospital. So that's also in that video. And I'm feeling pretty comfortable with the fact that we're going to have a home birth. Definitely wasn't my plan A, but I have had time to adjust to the fact that that's how it's going to be. And I do think there's, again, some bonuses to having a home birth for sure. One of them being the fact that with my first, we just made it to the hospital in time, pretty much. I was only there for an hour and the baby was born. So I don't have to worry about that. So that is really nice. I also don't have to worry about all of the restrictions and everything that come with this virus and how they're dealing with it in the hospitals. Now, in regards to how the pregnancy is going in general, I would say that for a while there, I really felt like it was quite similar to my other pregnancy. And now I'm feeling like there's definitely some differences. So with my first pregnancy, I had a lot of swelling at the end. Maybe a lot is not the right word, but I definitely had swelling at the end already at this point in pregnancy. And I haven't had a lot of swelling this time, a little bit. I did have to take off my wedding band. I was able to keep my engagement one on because it's just a little bit bigger. So like I still have the one ring on, but I have like a smaller one that sits on top. That one was just getting a little bit uncomfortable. So I did take that off. But I believe with my first pregnancy, I had to take off both rings, definitely by now. And I also think that maybe some of my weight gain last time was water retention. So I think that that's made a difference this time. I was kind of tracking like the same for weight gain. for both pregnancies until really recently. And so this time I am only at 30 pounds for this pregnancy. And my last pregnancy, I think I was closer to 35 by now. And I think, looking at pictures and stuff, I think that that was probably mostly water retention. And I think part of that too was the fact that it was really, really hot. My first was born in June, and we had a huge heat wave that year. And so I think that it's been cool. It's been really cool. We've had snow in the middle of May. So I think that that's helped with swelling and that kind of thing. I am definitely feeling very pregnant, quite uncomfortable. Still have to pee all the time, don't sleep super well. I also have found that the baby sits on like one side of my stomach all the time, and has for weeks and weeks, and so I almost feel like it's bruised on that side, and really the only relief I can get from that is laying down. So when I can lay down, that's great, but I'm working full time, so even though I'm working from home, I still have to be sitting at my desk. And my toddler's very busy, so I don't get a chance to lay down a lot, which is probably fine. Being active is, I think, a good thing. But that does mean that by the end of the day, I'm often really sore. It just feels like a bruise, like it's tender to the touch, and I just am like, okay, baby, you just shift over just like a little bit and not sit in just the exact same spot all the time. In regards to eating, I'm still enjoying fresh foods. I also enjoy a few sweets here and there. Definitely have been liking ice cream and ice cream bars. But for the most part, I'd say I'm still eating fairly healthy as much as possible. It's not as easy because I'm not trying to shop as often, so I'm more at the mercy of stretching the foods or, making do with what we have in the house so that I don't have to shop very often. Now, I did have a midwife appointment at almost 37 weeks. It was, again, phone consultation, and then I went in and they just do, like, the bare basics while you're there. My blood pressure was fine. The baby's heart rate was 132. So, again, low like it was the last time. I say low because before it was, like, I think high 140s and 150s. So, lower than it was for the rest of the pregnancy, which wasn't a concern but was interesting to me. And then she said that the baby is engaged, so that's good. I already figured the baby was engaged already at about 36 weeks. The only thing about that is with that comes a lot of added pressure and discomfort. And I kind of feel like it's a bit early for the baby to be engaged, being a second one, but we'll see. She wasn't worried about that. I did ask her if it indicated that I might go early, and she didn't really think that that was necessarily the case, so who knows. So I'd say the only real more concerning thing from my midwife appointment would be that when she measured, she said I was measuring quite small. So the last time I was there, I was almost 34 weeks along, and I was measuring pretty close to 34 weeks. This time, I was almost 37 weeks and was measuring more like 34 and a half weeks. So the baby then, really, if you're looking at it that way, the baby didn't grow much in that time, and I didn't gain much weight in that time. But she did also say that it could be partially because the baby is now engaged, so that could change the measurements a little bit. And I also think that it was a different midwife last time than this time, so maybe the measurements weren't quite as exact, or maybe they have a slightly different technique. I don't know. But she did say that's something that they would keep an eye on, and if I'm still measuring small at the next appointment, they would maybe consider an ultrasound. But to be honest, the next appointment isn't until I'm almost 39 weeks, so I don't see much point in an ultrasound at that time, really. I am a little bit concerned about it, but not overly, because for my first pregnancy, it was the same idea. My little guy was measuring small. They had done an ultrasound a little earlier along, maybe like 28 or 30 weeks, but I was measuring small almost the whole time. And then he still ended up being 6 pounds and 14 ounces. So I have a feeling it's just that I grow a little bit smaller babies, but we will see. it's not one of those things I have control over, so I'm just gonna trust that everything will be okay. Well, I think that's it. If there's anything I've forgotten and you have questions about, just leave them in the comments below and I'll answer those. But yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you're new, I would love it if you would subscribe. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. And I will see you guys next time. Bye!